it's Elle here from Beyond Expectations. In this video, I'm going to be answering one of your questions in regards to reshaping, transforming your body, and ultimately losing weight and having the physique you so desire. I'll read out the question and I'll give you my answer, and it goes like this. I think it's underemphasized how often obesity and binge eating are the product of childhood trauma and abuse. It's not that these folks are lazy or whatever, they are really in pain, wanting comfort the best way they know how. This is a fantastic comment. I know it's more of a statement rather than a question, but I believe that I can add something to it, and I believe that it's something that we can all learn from and benefit from in our own journeys as human beings, as wanting to reshape, transform our bodies, and just generally living in today's society. Now, in regards to your statement that a lot of people are suffering abuse from childhood trauma, neglect, and they are comforting, I absolutely agree with you. But I think it's important to understand where these traumas come from. Me personally, I've had a troubled upbringing. I've had abusive relationships from my father when I was a child, and I do understand as an adult more and more the reasoning, the reckoning, if you will, behind this. I personally am 40 years old. I was raised by a baby boomer who in itself, my baby boomer father was raised by a man who had seen the tail end of World War II and who had been raised by someone who'd been through World War I. So what am I trying to say here with giving this slight history lesson? It's important to understand the mindset of where these people were at and why there was this somewhat abuse and trauma, if you will, and why I guess us as 40-year-olds or beyond may feel that we've suffered in some type of way. I know we're going through COVID-19, and that's a whole nother bag of carrots, if you will, to go through, but let's really think about what that means. Well, what that means is ultimately during that period, I wasn't around for World War I or World War II, but it was a time of immense hardship, of immense loss. Countries were suffering, people were losing their lives. The ability to have readily available food was not an option. It was scarce. People were incredibly poor. And I'm not to say that that's not happening now, not to say that people don't have food and things now. That's not what I'm suggesting. What I'm suggesting is that the mindset of people coming out of World War II was a very hard mindset. You do not waste your food, you do not waste anything, and you appreciate everything. So that then was passed on to the baby boomer generation, who were really born at the most opportune time. If you don't know when that is, that's around roughly 1950, and that's when we saw the rise of the industrial age, where we had prepackaged food, where we had mass production in a way that we had never seen before. Countries were somewhat at peace with each other. I mean, we had various wars, but not at a global scale like World War II. Now this has a tremendous impact on our parents, because they have been raised by people who've come out of the Great Depression, out of World War I, out of World War II, and they are under the mindset that is, we need to be hard, we need to be tough, and we cannot waste. That means your food needs to be eaten. That means that you cannot dilly-dally, you cannot waste your time, and you need to be on the ball. And that can often result in trauma, that can often result in abuse, and that can often result in a very unhealthy relationship. I think now we're at a very wonderful time in history where we have the internet, we have the access to information, because that was something that was lacking. Access to information. We do better when we know better. You can't do better if you don't know better. So we have access to information. We can get help, which is something that wasn't readily available for our parents' generation. We can talk to each other online. We have community. We can understand that we are not alone, which is a big thing. Very much, I believe that the baby boomer generation felt alone. They felt like they had to make something of themselves. They believed that they had to prove to their families that they were worthy, and they had to really rebuild this world as we know it. COVID-19 has given our children such a, I guess you would say, taste of the past, and for some children it is more so than others. Look, Ultimately, we are in control of our destiny. We are in control of who we are. For me personally, if you were to predict my future from my childhood, I should either be A, in jail, B, on drugs, C, a drunk, or D, dead on the side of the street. But ultimately, we get to choose who we want to be, the meaning we take from things, and whether we're going to let life kick us to the curb and stay there, or if we're going to get up and keep moving forward. And ultimately, I will tell you right here, right now, the biggest key to my success has been my ability to get up and keep moving forward. I have so many things thrown at me, whether that be my childhood, whether that be a turbulent adolescence, whether that be having a chronically ill husband, but I just keep moving forward. And it's not because I'm superhuman, it's not because I'm a superhero or super powerful or any of those things. I just keep moving in the direction of where I want to head, and I also just keep my eye on the prize. And my prize is very simple. It's to inspire my girls. I want to show them each and every day that what they aspire to become can be a reality if they make it. And I just get up and show up. And what does that mean? That means I keep doing what I have to do. And that doesn't mean I don't have my bouts and moments of sadness, because we all do, we're human. But it's the way that we deal with those bouts of sadness. My suggestion to you would be is if you are in a place where you need help, particularly in Australia, I don't know about the countries that you're living in now, but in Australia, if you go and see your GP, your general practitioner, which is your doctor, and you tell them where you're at, how you're feeling emotionally, psychologically, you can actually get free sessions to see a counselor, a psychologist, and they will help you in the right direction. If you're in a country where it's not readily available, my suggestion to you would be look for online forums. There are a lot of free help available thanks to the internet, where you can get the emotional support, the help, the psychological encouragement that you need to move forward. You do not have to be stuck there. You do not have to eat yourself into a place of peace. I mean, you know, John and I are advocates for one day cheat day, that is for longevity, but ultimately you need to take control of yourself, and you need to be able to move past your traumas to become the you that you were born to be. Don't see your traumas as a thing that should be shunned upon and as a black mark on your name. That is not how I see it. I see it as something that's made me stronger, wiser, empathetic, more caring, and able to communicate with my fellow human being in a way that I probably wouldn't be able to do if I hadn't gone through it before. Thank you so much for watching. I really do hope these words of encouragement inspire you in some small way. If you are in a dark place yourself, please do seek out the relevant information that you need. Know that you are of value, that you are worthy, that you are loved, and that you have a plan, and that your life is going to be fantastic. And guess what? You get to choose that every single day. I know it's a hard time for all of us. I know that we're going through struggles with COVID-19. I know that it's not easy, and I know that life will kick you to your knees and keep you there if you let it. But you need to get up, keep moving forward, and never, ever, ever give up. Thanks so much for stopping by. Head on over to Elle.com, grab your free copy of 7 Rules from Beyond Expectations if you haven't already. John and I will see you in our next one. Thank you. Bye.
Everything in life is going to take a little piece of you. I just have to roll with the punches and sort of go with it and go, okay, tomorrow's a new day. Next year, in May 2011, I will be competing in the International Sports Modelling Physique Competition. And it'll be roughly 9 to 10 months after my second baby. Unfortunately, I don't actually have a nanny to take care of my children, a chef to prepare my meals, someone to do my washing, any of those things. I don't have a personal trainer, I don't have a nutritionist, I don't even have gym membership.
I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to rest and have a sleep. I just feel like it's all a bit much. I want to inspire other women who are just like me and see these Hollywood A-listers have babies and transform back into these beautiful women, and you think, How am I supposed to do that?
And the reality is, I'm no one special. I don't have magic powers. I don't have this huge determination and will.
It's all getting a bit too much now. I'm just me. And I'll just have to go out there and be the best me I can be. And hope that it'll be good enough.
Our next competitor, all the way from Sydney, Australia, please welcome mother of two, Elle.